Hi, it's Warren Huart here. Hope you're doing marvellously well. I'm here at the great Sunset Sound, my studio home away from home, it feels. And I'd like to talk to you about the importance of mentoring. And the reason why I want to talk to you about this is because when I was 16 years old, I moved to the north of England and I joined a club band, and the singer and her husband introduced me to a guy called Olly Alcock. And Olly Alcock was like the local guitar slinger in Carlisle. And he showed me and introduced me to some of the most incredible musicians. He introduced me to the best music. He had incredible taste. And he single-handedly, shaped me as a musician. And I really wanted to give back. So a couple of years ago, I actually recorded one of his songs with Vinnie Carluta playing drums and Dan Rothschild playing bass and Tim Pierce playing guitar. And I sent it back to Olly in England, and he played a lead solo on it and also sang on it. And then I mixed it and they put it out in England. So now what we're doing is we're doing a full album. So whenever I get any downtime like we had today, we're doing songs for Olly's album. And we're very blessed because Scott Devine from Carlisle, who has this great channel called Scott's Bass Lessons, came over here to interview me and a bunch of incredible bass players like, Sean Hurley and Chris Cheney, etc. And he was in town, he came by, he played some bass on the tracks, it was wonderful. Blair Sinta played drums, who's obviously amazing, and of course guitar was done by my friend Greg Suran. So we had a wonderful time, and it's really important to me to recognize mentors in our life, because without guys like Olly and Jack Douglas and Dave Jordan, those three guys were very instrumental in my career and helped me get to where I am. So just to be able to do this and give back and create a wonderful album with these incredible musicians for Olly is a really big deal for me, and it's a big deal for people involved, and they really feel great about it. So we're going to send Olly back a track with those three guys playing, and we'll put some Hammond on it as well. And so it's going to be fun. So we're tracking here at Sunset Sound. As usual, our drum setup is on hat here. I have a 451 and a 57. Snare top, the 57. Snare bottom, 57. 421 top and 421 bottom on the rack. The same on the floor. 421 on the top, 421 on the bottom. My overheads are all nicely in phase with my snare at 46.5 inches. And all three of these are, I'm truly blessed to say, Neumann U67s, which are tube microphones. My kick drum is, as per usual here, baffled off and mic'd with three mics. A FET 47 on the outside, a D112 on the inside, and the outside here is a Coles 4038, and that creates our drum sound with, of course, the room mics. There's a U67 on the wall, actually picking up the reflected sound on the wall. There's M49s up the top here, and 87s on the ground, miking the floor. So this is, and these are measured in phase with the snare. Now you'll notice I've done a Sunset Sound drum setup before, so I go into a little bit more detail, but we'll go through that as well. Now with the bass amp, this is Sean's B15 here, and Scott was playing Sean's very, very beautiful pre-CBS Precision, which I don't off the top of my head know the year, but this is a gorgeous bass. It has flat wounds on it. So that's Scott playing on this, which is beautiful. And that was going into the Ampeg B15 and also using Sean's DI box here. And again, there'll be links to Sean's setup because Sean has used this setup with me quite a few times before. We'll show you the setup there. And this is the Evil Twin DI. I'll turn it off actually, which is really beautiful. And he uses a bunch of pedals, but on this particular track, there's no particular pedals. Greg was using his thin line telly through the divided by 13. Greg played guitar on Olly's song. Hi, Greg.
Hello.
How are you?
I am fine. How
Marvelous.
are you?
Tell me about this beautiful guitar you're holding in your hands.
This is a 66 Telly, and I found this in Chicago at the Chicago Music Exchange. I'd been looking for probably 4 or 5 years because I had, when I was playing with Jewel, she had this great 65 Telly with the rosewood fretboard, and
Beautiful.
she kind of said, yeah, you can just use it, you know, I don't really play it much, you know, which was amazing. So I had it for, I don't know, probably 2 years. And then she did her Nashville thing, and I stopped working with her.
Right.
And she was like, hey, by the way, you have that Telly.
You're like, what, Telly?
Telly, what Telly?
What Telly? I don't remember that.
Yeah, but so I gave it back, and then since then I'd been in search of, and you know, they're quite expensive, so wanted to make sure I got the right one. I probably played maybe 20 mid-60s Tellys, and they all, you know, range from $8,000 to $20,000 in that range. So I went searching. I finally found one in Chicago about, I guess it was like 4 years ago.
So it's like buy a new guitar, or an old guitar, I should say, or a small car.
Yeah, basically. Or a house in Detroit.
Or, ouch,
Yeah.
for the Detroit viewers there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. No, and I've played this. That's really beautiful. As I always joke, you know, it's my guitar, isn't it? And you're borrowing it.
Yeah.
Don't let go of it. Don't let go of it.
Can I tell you a funny story about?
Yeah, tell me about it.
So, when I was playing with Joe Walsh, I bought this guitar while I was playing with him.
Oh, wow.
And I go, you know, before the show, I said, hey, Joe, you know, I got this great 66 Telly. And he goes, oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, great. And we're playing the concert, right? And we're in the middle of Funk 49, you know. And there's the big drum breakdown.
Sure.
Usually Joe would come over to me and kind of just like hang out for a minute while the drum guys are doing their little drum duel thing. And he goes, yeah, let me look at that thing. We were kind of side stage, and he checks it out and he goes, yeah, this is pretty much, I think this is probably a guitar, you know, very close to the one I used on the actual recording.
Oh, wow.
Apparently he used like a 66 Telly with the rosewood neck into, I think it was a Champ, he said, or something like that.
Oh, great.
But he goes, yeah, that's pretty much the guitar I used to record this song. And then we went back in and finished the actual song, which was like, for me, like, I bought the right guitar.
Oh, that's fantastic.
He approves.
Oh, no, it's beautiful. I was trying to look at the way it's aged here. You
Yeah.
can see on the camera. It's insane.
Great checking. And,
Oh, I love this stuff. That's probably like they probably didn't use the right kind of paint, so it, you know what I mean? And it's the stuff we love, and all the crazing on it and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful guitar.
Plays pretty fast. It's got the neck's pretty thin. You know,
yeah.
it's really easy to play. Yeah.
It's beautiful. And then on the song with Olly, we actually use this.
Yeah, this is a 72 thin line, which is a semi-hollow body, and the Fender version of the humbucker, these are really cool sounding pickups. I assume they started making them in the early 70s, I would guess. But
it's a gorgeous guitar.
I don't know a lot about that kind of stuff, so you know, don't quote me on that.
Is this the original frets they had on it?
No, this is a fret job.
Oh, so they put fatter frets on.
Yeah, I had Norik Renson do that.
Norik is the best.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Not the fastest, but definitely the best.
Well, maybe not for you. You know, we're personal friends, so.
Oh yeah, well you know, I'm obviously not like, you know, as important as you.
No, you're quite important actually.
Yeah. It's more important. No, it's beautiful. So it's 72. How long you had it?
I've had this one, I think, for probably it's been about 10 years now. Yeah.
Oh wow, so it's like
2005. Yeah.
Do you tour with that a lot?
It depends on the band. I don't really use this with the B-52s. It's not quite bright enough.
Oh well.
The Bs, that's all like you know, bridge pickup telly stuff or the Mosrites.
Do you use that?
I use that. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
I mean, yeah. This one I was using a lot with Joe. Actually, I did quite a bit. This is a great guitar for his gig.
Fantastic. And is he on Les Paul most of the time?
You know, he's on Strats. He's on. God, what's the name of that guitar? It's a newer company. They do these great hollow body kind of Gretsch style guitars. I forget the name of the company, but he plays those. He's got a million guitars. Always playing different stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably made a bob or two with the Eagles.
I think so.
Couple. So he's probably able to buy a couple of nice guitars.
Yeah, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've moved on to another Eagle.
Yeah. I play with Don Felder as well as the B-52s sometime, and we do a lot of songs from the Eagle set.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's fun.
Quite
He's also he's a great player too, yeah.
Yeah, phenomenal player. I mean, that first part of Hotel California is one of the greatest guitar solos ever written.
Amazing.
In my humble opinion.
Yeah, and the work they did together on that song is just like crazy good. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for playing on Olly's track.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
So what Olly did is he gave us this 4-track demo from a few years ago. This is just... We EQ'd the bottom end out. This is just his demo of the drum machine. So the guys played along with that. We got a little funky on it. We wanted to have a little bit more of a feel of maybe Little Feat. So you can see there's one straight drum track there, bass, electric guitar, really, really straightforward. Great groove. So that was a little insight into a day of mine at Sunset Sound. I was very fortunate because Scott Devine came over here to film some videos with different bass players for his channel, also film a video with me. He's a great guy, a wonderful player, And he's also from Carlisle, where I used to live and where I was mentored by Olly. And I think Scott's brother also was taught by Olly. And so many musicians have come out of that little pocket of England and owe so much to Olly because he's such a wonderful guy, an amazing talent and a great teacher. And above all, a great mentor. He's really, because of his taste in guitar playing and songwriting, etc., he's really shaped so many musical lives. So we owe a lot to him. And we're doing a whole album. We already did one song a couple of years ago where we had Vinnie Carluta playing drums, Dan Rothschild playing bass, and Tim Pierce playing guitar. That was just like a one-off song. Now we're doing a full album. So over the next few months, we're going to get 10 songs done like this with various different players. I'm going to send all the files, instrumental mixes back to England. Olly's going to go in there, play some guitar solos and sing on it. And then I'm going to mix them here. And Olly will have an album with the best players in the world, which he deserves. So thank you ever so much for watching. As ever, please leave some comments below, some questions below. You know what? Let's talk about mentors. Who has mentored you? Who has helped shape you and your destiny? And, you know, why do you do music? And I love stuff like that. And let's just have some fun with this. Thank you ever so much for watching and have a marvelous time recording.